Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks. Well, Sylens. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base?
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
Oh, no. You first.
Better get everyone in the control room, so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base. When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. I will, Rost. Now and always. With Regala out of the way, Hekarro and Tenakth, they're safe. The future's up to them now. I do wish they'd drop all the honorary names they've given me. But if I've learned anything about them, that is not a battle I am going to win. Focus. It's Varl's. I used to think no Nora would ever accept one. But Varl did. Even when he was overwhelmed. He refused to let me push him away. I failed Varl at Gemini. I should have pushed harder. I should have done more. I'd give anything to have him back.
before I forget, I watered those plants for you. I just know they meant a lot to you, and, well...
Thank you, Harold.
Did you need something? Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regalla's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation. At the Hades Proving Lab.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zeniths at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a Sarah to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades in the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
Except to a Sarah. How did you get a Sarah to work for you?
I knew there was an associate of the Oseram tinker, Dervahl, who escaped his failed assault on Meridian. It was trivial to track her down and gain her cooperation. She wanted to succeed where Dervahl had failed.
So you promised her Regalla, and the Tenakth. The Sarah would help you create a machine-riding army that wanted to see Meridian burn as much as she did.
And so a partnership was born out of thirst for blood, bonded in mutual self-interest.
You think you had everything figured out, huh?
I did.
Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes, even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
Why help Regalla take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hekarro.
Before Regalla's rebellion, Hekarro was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Carja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier?
Yes. Exceedingly so. All Regalla craved was war, against the Carja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shills.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
All right, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose, Aloy. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling? You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
I'm gonna clean my gear later. I can do yours if you want.
I cleaned it already.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
You flew? Kotallo told me. And took out Regalla's machines? You know what? I don't even know why I'm surprised. I saw we have visitors and a new weapon. Does this mean we're ready to take the fight to the Zeniths?
Almost. Are you okay?
I was wondering, is it really safe having someone like Regalla here? She seems angry. The kind of angry that leads to murdering people in their sleep.
Don't worry. We're going to point that anger in the right direction. The Zeniths.
If you say so.
I hope our new guests have been behaving.
This Silence, he's the one who built the weapon that can take down Zenith shields?
He is. Though I wouldn't expect him to answer any questions about it. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us lesser mortals.
Oh.
You know that special part of us that makes us warm, kind, welcoming?
Our spirit?
Yeah. He was born without that. You sure you're okay? I know things must be happening.
I've already braved oceans and madmen who thought, why not a few immortals with lethal drones at their command, too?
Guess the more the merrier. I suppose you saw that Tilda is here. Our very own Zenith.
I almost went up to her to ask her, well, every question I've ever had about the Legacy. Every diviner I know would kill to get 5 minutes with one of the old ones. But now that she's here, I don't know if I'm scared of finding out. Probably both.
I need to wrap up
I'll be ready when you call.
I see you've got your new arm ready to go.
Yes. It still feels strange. I've gotten used to the absence, but no matter. I'm sure I will need it before the attack on the Zenith base is through.
Haven't seen you since the battle at the Grove. How are you holding up?
I saw you fly on the wings of the Ten, and paralyze Regalla's army with lightning. I would say that I am inspired.
Thank you, I guess.
It is I who should be thanking you.
Look, I know you're probably not happy about, but I want her on our side.
It is more than she deserves.
Thank you, Kotal. Things will get ugly once you'll need every trick you—
I would have it known. Many soldiers died in the old world to make sure we will endure on their behalf. Though, I am curious, without an army of our own—
Leave that to me.
As you say. You have—
Did you meet Tilda?
There is something about her that I wouldn't be surprised if my sword went through her and—
Honestly, with her? Your people keep mentioning
The visions tell us that and leapt into for us. To imitate. It is why the challengers leap into the— And now, like the deeds of the Ten them. So?
I won't lie.
I can only imagine.
I have to go.
Understood.
There you are.
I've been tackling the design of the Ag Lab. Place is gonna have a lot.
Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Silence and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Liz's fortitude.
I've been thinking about what you said at your house. How you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so what happened?
I was an orphan. I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life. And then I met Liz. We kept running into each other at conferences. We'd have coffee. At some point, it became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did. But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less when I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me, restoring Elizabeth's dream, it's what,
A second chance, yes. I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon. I knew I had to help you. To do right by her.
You said before that you're not like that you never were.
Out of necessity. Both when Earth was consumed and when the colony... I did what I had to try to undo what... Hence the data channel with Beta. And the little trick I pulled.
Why did you make the data channel?
I built that house as a shelter. A safe place, not cultural artifact. Truly, some of the greatest...
And you wanted Beta?
Yeah, I thought if she... It would bring a heritage of data being dropped. I'm sorry I had to cut off content. She needed its...
Why do you think Elizabeth pulled away?
I've wondered that for 1,000 years. She was brilliant. Visionary. She cared so deeply for the world. For the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think, in the end, she had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
I found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the Proving Lab after Far Zenith's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time, thank you for telling me. I've always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Far Zenith, not who I truly am.
When it's time to break into the Zenith...
I'll go over the full layout when she... Suffice it to say, we will need to push as fast as possible, dealing with heavy resistance. There are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the natural resources they've stripped from the region.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then to fabricate a small army of them.
When I was out in the wilds, I saw a shuttle take off from the island, heading for space.
It was likely ferrying materials to and from our ship in orbit. After hundreds of years, luxuriate comforts, the ship was barely space-worthy when we made our escape. Disaster can strike at any moment. We've learned our lesson.
Have you figured out how
No, and he's been very... I'll admit it bothers me, but I am confident it will deactivate.
How many of them are in the...
10, including Eric and Jer. Only a handful of us made it to our ship when our colony collapsed.
So, Eric...
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. A band of cutthroats, and even as governments abandoned human... He found success with clientele. There were also rumors that he personally hunted, all for the thrill of it. But on Sirius, he retreated. In them, he could go on ramp, though I suspect with...
All of his tribe believes he was one of the greatest people.
Then they would be quite though I'm sure he'd bat.
What can you tell me about Gerard?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate, and as such had dealings with almost every major. It made him one of the wealthiest, and certainly the wealthiest.
What does one person do with it?
Buy more power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined patrician, able to maintain control with a... But beneath that exterior is a... It was his decision to restrict Beta's upbringing to her digital educators, the avatars of the Apollo, while we were painted as her...
Well, we'll deal with him soon.
I would very much like to see his fate.
When I was in the ruins of Vegas, I found data. I think he was a Zenith.
Stanley, ever the optimist. He was one of the good ones. When we established our colony, he built an exact replica of lights, shows, and while others cloistered themselves, he flung his door...
The way you're talking about him, I'm guessing he didn't...
No, he perished when our colony was... He would have been thrilled to discover that part of his beloved city. Sir.
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, I saw another one of the Zeniths. Verbena. Who was she?
A dull star amidst a sea of brighter constellations. Unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business deals and technological achievements. Verbena inherited her billions. Her father had achieved great success in the luxury holotourism industry. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, branding herself a life designer. Someone who leverages their fame to influence the choice of others.
What? Like a cult?
In a way, yes.
Well, she must have done something right to have survived this long.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even rats can cling to a vessel for escape.
Okay, so I've had run-ins with a handful of Zeniths. What about the rest?
An array of the wealthiest people on Earth. Titans of their industries.
And let me guess. All selfish and ruthless to the core?
Most, but not all. There were a few with whom I got along. Annika Murjani, for instance, was always delightful. She founded the Holonet's most successful dance channel and was herself mesmerizing to watch. And I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology. Our immortality treatments are due in part to her achievements. But then there were others like Devin Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupations were perfecting his golf swing and taking self-hollows. When I think about all of us, we really should have accomplished more. We had eternity.
Okay.
I'll be here until... And thank you, Aloy, for giving me this. My past is always more than once I've lost everything. I see Liz's dream.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will.
Did you see Kotallo's in bonds? I never thought I'd see metal bound to flesh in that way.
Yeah, he seems happy with it. Probably because he could crush me like a grapefruit.
That is a happy thought.
Elizabeth and Tilda had a history. The more I learn about her life, the more complicated it seems. I guess she saw something good in Tilda. I don't know what exactly, but it seems like it was enough. For a while, at least.
Just you wait, Laura. We're taking those space slugs down.
This place smells wrong. No sand or wind, only cold steel. And the others up there, your squad.
They can hold their own. And as for this base...
Call it what it is.
You came here on your own.
For the battle you promised. So for now I wait in my cage for your word. Tell me when to strike.
The whole time I've been in the West, I'd at least like to know what.
You were among the enemy.
Why did you do...
Torok, Jiroka, Makalo. And the Karja pushed into the desert to raid. My brother's squad was among... But the Karja captured them, strung them up, and burned... It was too late.
So you wanted vengeance?
Vengeance. To tear down the Karja's cities and drown the land in blood. Hunt down every last survivor and grind their... But my chief betrayed.
How did Hekarro betray you?
Hekarro called on the clans to resist the Karja's red raids.
Fashav told me how he became a marshal. He earned it just like any Tenakth.
It was an insult. No Outlander can ever deserve to wear our armor, bear our marks. And then a Carja messenger was brought before us? That's when I knew. I had to run my blade through Hekarro and drag his treacherous...
What happened when the Carja messenger appeared before Hekarro?
The quivering priest bore a message from their new king. No more. Suddenly the Carja wanted to talk peace. A true Tenakth would their blood exists to be spilled. But he showed himself a Carja-loving...
And lost.
His mercy was... I vowed never to rest until the debt was so with an army of soul... The day you got it.
The deal you made. How did Sylens approach you?
That name means nothing. My agreement was with the...
So all this time, you didn't even know who... And you trusted an Outlander?
If it was a trick, I would have... But she spoke with the same burning... And she offered me the chance to... The terror in your enemy's eyes. I bet you've...
I don't think so. What about your end of the deal?
Had I killed Hekarro and because... These Zeniths would have been the... But because of you... My people...
Because of me, hundreds of Tenakth won't throw away their... Are you really going to...
I have no reason.
Really?
I failed to kill Hekarro. The Carja remain out of my reach. All I have left are the screams. So
All right.
Ever since you got in my way, I've wanted to... But if I'm to die, then it might as well be with the one.
I'll let you know when it's time to...
Ha!
Aloy, I'm glad to see you're okay. I heard you gave the Tenakth. I was half expecting you to burst in through this.
Sorry to disappoint. Have you talked to...
Erend and I tried speaking, but apparently our...
Charming, isn't... Ready to head over?
Whatever comes?
Thoughts on our new...
I'd say she smells like death, but even death, she's more like a cold piece of metal.
She's... How to go with the...
They were shocked. I thought... But of course, even if it meant... To be honest...
I'm glad. They're lucky. I have to...
I'll make sure Erend doesn't punch Sylens in...
Thanks.
Aloy!
Wish I could say we don't need even Regalla.
Yeah.
Right. I guess Sylens is key.
I was hoping you'd give me an
Please don't.
You telling me you wouldn't want to get just... After everything...
Sure. Doesn't look like any of...
Yet. So, I've been busting my balls trying to learn to read.
Don't worry.
Looking forward to it.
You,
I tried. And you say she wants...
I think so. I better get go...
Oh, you know where to...
Rush of air. day off. Actually. Doesn't look like plasma would do much damage. This green shine for later.
focused on the task at hand.
Feeling better?
This is the mountain where that Tanakh threw us up with the Stormbird. Rika's armor should be around here somewhere. Fragment of Rika's armor. There must be more. I don't like the sound of that. Check with my foot. It must be the Stormbird that killed Farika. Stormbird. I know how to scrap a Freaka's armor. One more bit of armor lodged in the machine. Another armor fragment. Looks like another bit of armor. I guess that's it then. I should let the Tenakth know I recovered what's left of Farika's kit.
You, Outlander, come and trade.
I hear the battle at the embassy. You honor the Tenakth.
The Outlander has shown us.
Good day, Outlander.
The Outlander has shown us.
This is Aloy,
Must
the
join
champion of the Tenakth.
What do you think it's like?
The truth
You know,
of the visions
to
were
fly.
fulfilled by this Outlander.
We saw you fly. Did you find Farika?
I was able to retrieve her armor. What's left of it anyway. She didn't stand a chance against that Stormbird.
Ah, I see. Painful end. But not without glory. So, what do you think? Was she the first to fly on the wings of the Ten?
She was brave, and spent a fair amount of time in the air. I'd say what she did qualifies.
She flew. I knew it. The first to fly. As her successor, you should keep her armor. You can fix it up at the workbench. This way.
Once you repair the armor, you're welcome to it. You take after Farika. Bold, brave, and a diplomatic liar.
She met a harsh fate. Let her have the title.
Fair enough. It's kind of you to show such humility.
If we want to reclaim our honor, then we must do so in battle with Regalla.
Outlander, I have just the thing you...
Clans must unite behind Hekarro's strength. Honor and strength.
The rebellion is shattered. We are grateful.
You should see her spear and arrow.
Once you repair Farika's armor, wear it with her blessing.
You bring trade. You should have gotten that sooner, no?
Oh, come on!
Feels nice to have a full stomach.
Aloy, what can I do for you? Thanks again for helping us out.
Plasma's not gonna hurt that thing much. these up.
Got these wrapped.
That Bellowback run dimension should be close by. There you are. Rhonda needs that Bellowback taken down with its cargo sack intact. I'm gonna have to be careful. Machine will shrug off acid. Oh, good. Rhonda needs the cargo sack intact. Got it. I should let Rhonda know. If we want to salvage that cargo sack. Pain subsiding. I took down the Bellowback. You should be able to salvage what you need and set up a perimeter now.
Thank you, Aloy. I know my crew will sleep better once we do. This is yours then. Payment for a job well done.
Thanks.
Thanks again for helping us out. And good luck.
Get food now. Great. Let's hope no machines decide to pop in for dinner.
Seen. I think Linda's crew lost their gear somewhere in this area. I should give her contract another read, just to be sure I know. Whoever took the gear did a number on this cart. Maybe my focus can help me figure out what happened. Claw marks. Might be from Glinthawks. More claw marks. Bigger ones. Maybe a Sunwings. Whichever did this must have scavenged the gear left in the cart. Maybe if I give it something else to scavenge, I can lure it back. Then follow it to its nest. I think I found my bait. Let's find somewhere to hide. So it was a Sunwing. I want to find out this gear. I have to follow this thing. Quietly. This must be the Sunwing's nest. Let's hope Linda's gear is here. saucer and gear, all right. I better get out of here before the Sunwing comes back. And get this to Ronda's crew.
Aloy, you're back.
I got the camping gear you needed.
So you came through. Thank you, Aloy. This'll make my crew a lot more comfortable. Now, as per our contract, here's your payment.
Thank you.
Looks like we'll be able to make our way back to No Man's Land as soon as my crew is strong enough. But I was wondering, the rollerback salvage I was gonna use to build the armor, I lost it after we ran into those Tenakth. I was hoping you could find it for me. Otherwise, all of this would have been for nothing.
Do you have any idea where it might be?
I marked the area on your contract. I know it's not much to go on.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Aloy.
You here. This is where Ronda said she lost that rollerback salvage. If I use my focus, might get lucky and find it. I see more salvage. be able to get Runda salvage now. Might as well take the extra salvage to Runda. Rollback salvage. Nice. I'll take that. Just what I was looking for. This will be enough to forge some armor. Let me take it back to Runda.
Montress, you look like you've been in a fight.
Found your salvage. Had to fight a shell snapper for it.
A shell snapper, huh? You know, after all this, I was thinking about making a new helmet for the armor. Something better prepared to deal with a sandstorm. That shell snapper salvage might do the trick. No sense in letting your hard work go to waste.
Glad it helped.
Here, your payment. Maybe when my armor wins Karev's competition, you'll come by to celebrate with us. If you have time to go back to Barren Light, that is.
I'd like that. We'll see.
Gotta admit, this is pretty good salvage out here.
Some mince wings. Might be faster to hunt these guys on a mount. Down! This'll be in my stash when I need it.
Just a few more.
Another one! Honda's crew should be able to pick things up from here. I'll just take some salvage back to camp like Honda asked. He's blustering about something. Honda's in trouble. I better deal with those machines. The Ravager cannon. Might be a good time to use it.
Looks like those things didn't do too much damage.
At least it wasn't the snot.
Damn scavengers! They're an occupational hazard, but still, it's a good thing you showed up.
Happy to help. I brought you the Lanshorn salvage you asked for.
Ah! This ought to make my armor shine like a spark in the night. Thank you, Aloy. Maybe you'll visit our main camp near Barren Light sometime. Bear witness to a moment in history as my...
Ruins. If there's any useful relics down here, my focus should be able to spot them. Just be careful with all these machines. This should work. They want this. Try to use fire against it. Relics for Denor. I should take them back. Look, got enough relics for Denor. Rebel holdouts. Denor's in trouble.
Show them what you've got, Aloy! Let's see how these guys hold up against the savior of Meridian! What? okay? Aloy, over here! Talk about time. Good to see you, Aloy.
Those Tenakth showed up from nowhere. I appreciate the assist.
Glad I could help. And I got those behemoth parts. Plus, I found what Warrend was looking for in the water. Somehow, he knew there were ancient ruins there. I salvaged what I could.
I guess those stories he loved paid off. Too bad he never got to see the ruins.
So, time to make that armor.
Right.
Something wrong?
I found a message from Warrend on the backside of the map. It just said, take care of them, Denor. The man who always had a plan left me in charge of our crew.
And that's bad?
I barely know what I'm doing half the time. What was he thinking?
From where I'm standing, you've been doing a pretty good job looking out for everyone.
I guess we have been able to hold our own. And now I'll make sure we win those shards for our efforts, too. If you ever make it back to Barren Light, you should stop by our main camp. I'll probably have this armor ready by then. You could come see us win Karuf's prize.
Maybe I will.
I see Denor's taking his new job pretty seriously. Good on him.
I hope to see you back in No Man's Land, Huntress.
Very nice.
I gotta say, these are some good pieces. Each set has great parts, but overall, none of them scream best in the West, you know? But not to worry, I might be able to pull in some favors. Sell these sets instead.
What about the prize?
Well, no one really brought what I asked for, so I'll just keep that and get going.
What?
You've got to be kidding me!
This is unacceptable!
After all the work we did?
Not so fast, Karif. You said each set had great parts. So make a set that combines them.
She's right. It'd make the perfect defense against the Forbidden West.
A creative and communal endeavor. I approve.
And since everyone came up with part of it, they should all get the shards you promised.
Fine. Then just forge the armor, give it to me, and I'll take it back east.
And let you walk away with our best work? No. Let the Savior of Meridian have it. She'll test it out properly.
Best armor in the Forbidden West. Tested by the Savior of Meridian herself. Not a bad selling point. Okay, you all got yourselves a deal. I'll go get things ready with my business contacts then.
You do that.
Don't go anywhere. This won't take long.
This armor ought to be worthy of the greatest hunter in the Forbidden West.
Thank you. So, what now?
That little spot we found in the desert kinda grew on me. Wouldn't mind sticking around. There's still plenty of salvage to be done out here.
Looks like we're all staying in the West.
I guess I'll be seeing you around then. Thanks again for the armor. You all put a lot into it.
Using those behemoth parts for the armor. Would have never thought of that.
You paired up nicely with your rollerback salvage. Can't believe you actually hunted one down.
Guess Laren's not giving up on that Fanghorn.
Hey, Red.
May your enemies fall. In the name of the Ten.